Right now, we have a very important guest celebrating 25 years as the voice of the CTA. Happy anniversary, Lee Crooks.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
You have been, paraded around like a queen, like a princess, like a king. 25 years of service to the CTA. I mean,
25 years of telling people where to go.
All right, let's back this up for a second. Let's back this up. If you don't know what the business of being a voice specialist is, well, you could talk to Washington, D.C.'s Randy Miller.
Please stand back. The doors
When
are
it first started
closing.
running on the trains, I couldn't wait to hear it. I wanted to see how it sounded.
Please move to the center of the car.
I don't know. But hearing it twice at every stop, for 13 stops, I just couldn't get off the train fast enough.
Didn't want to hear her own voice. In New York, Charlie Pellet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the unavoidable delay. I'm a friendly guy. I mean it in a nice way. I'm sorry if you're stuck in a train. I literally share your pain because I'm probably on that same train wondering, am I going to get to work on time?
Now, Lee, I don't know that I'd go the Charlie route. I sort of liked what Randy said. I don't want to hear my own voice at that point. I'm sick of it. Charlie was sucking up to the crowd there a little bit. Where do you fall in this?
I'm really honored to be doing the CTA stuff. When I have ridden the train, because I'm in suburban, I'm hunkered down in a basement in suburban Milwaukee,
right,
which is where I record all these things. And I guess the way I look at it is I'm really honored to do it, but I'm glad don't have to listen to myself every day.
When was the first time you got on the train to hear you?
Interestingly, it was several years after we started doing it, and I had taken my daughter down. We went to the American Girl store, and I said, she said, well, "I'm going to hear you on the train, Daddy." And I think she was about 6 or 7, and so we went on a Red Line train, and just rode around and listened to it for a little bit.
Did you tell the guy next to you, like, that's me. That's my voice. Want me to do it for you?
I didn't do it on that particular trip, but I did. Somebody had me do a thing for YouTube where I was doing exactly that, and you can even find that on YouTube.
Now, how long you been married? How long?
How long have I been married?
Yeah.
We celebrated 35 years this year.
Okay, so you were married when you got the gig. The reason I bring it up is I'm wondering if this would have made him a chick magnet. Hey, I'm the voice of the CTA. I'm the voice guy, the CTA voice guy.
Well, I know that it worked when I was in high school, because whatever my voice sounds like, it sounded like this. And to the point where one girl that I wasn't even dating her, we were just friends, but I would call there, and her mom suddenly forbade me from calling anymore because I was some older guy. And I was still 17. But, you probably had the same thing happen, Steve. So.
Yeah, well, no, but your voice is much better than mine, and it's smooth and it's comforting.
Don't you feel like you need to put on the voice when you're talking to Lee?
We should audition this staff, Lee, with your professional opinion. We should see who could possibly back you up if you got laryngitis. So give each one of the staff members something to say, a regular Lee Crooks CTA thing to say. Let's start with Jane.
We'll just, let's see, please stand clear of the doors.
Okay, I got it. Please stand clear of the doors. Please stand clear of the doors.
That's pretty good. So you do repeat it twice?
That's not bad.
No, I was just practicing.
No, but I think you do, right? Don't you say it twice?
We say it many times. We do all kinds of different inflections, and then they choose which one they want.
All right, give Nick one now. Here's Nick Gale. What's his?
This is State and Lake.
This is State and Lake.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I like that.
All right, now Miranda, who is 23 years old and really would love a different job. Give Miranda one.
Okay, I'll give her the key one. This is Chicago.
This is Chicago. This is Chicago.
It's not bad. Not bad. The staff's pretty good.
Pretty good. They are good.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about my job.
Nice.
But these are auditions, right?
Yes, these are actual auditions. Lee, we don't know how to break it to you. We want to congratulate you and say thanks for your service. Get out. Next up, Lee leaves.
There's a surprise party.
Lee, please exit the train on the right.
Mind the gap.
All right.
Exactly.
All right. So as a voice specialist,
yes,
you do commercials as well, I'm sure. You must be a voiceover guy.
Oh yeah, I do voiceovers. I have a rare day today where I don't have any voiceovers. I got a lot of auditions to do because that's how we get work. Do training films. I was one of the voices of Walmart for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I did some Chevy stuff, Coca-Cola, and but my bread and butter is doing industrial narrations, like training films, like how to install a toilet.
Right. And stuff like this. And the good news is we've lost none of our employees for the last 34 days. Safe for 34 days. Yeah, whatever. Whatever the film is, you're the guy.
I am one of them, one of many.
How did you get the CTA gig? Was that just a blind audition and you sent them your magic voice and they said, you're the guy, Lee?
It was a blind audition. I had just gotten back from Disney World, and there was an audition in my email inbox from my agent going, the CTA is looking for a voice for their trains. It wasn't even in the buses at that point. We had just gotten back from Disney World, and I'm going, what does a train voice sound like? And I'm thinking, well, I'd ridden the monorail, so I'll do an imitation of the very professional guy on the monorail and send that in. And that's what I sent, and after a couple of weeks, I hadn't heard anything. So I said, okay, well, that didn't happen. But 6 months later, the agent calls back and says, well, the CTA would like to hear a little more, but we think you got the gig.
Wow.
How about that? How about that? And who's the most interesting person you've met because of this gig, or maybe the most interesting thing that's happened?
Honestly, Steve, not a whole lot of interesting stuff has happened because
wow, what a great
maybe
setup.
the president of the CTA might be the most interesting person.
What a great setup for wah, wah, wah.
I'm sorry about that, but
Man, you got to have a lie ready when somebody asks you that
You
question.
can't tell
actually,
the
now
people.
that I think it might be you, Steve.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's not a good answer.
He's on Chicago radio as the voice of the CTA. I would imagine, though, in Milwaukee, you don't want to walk around being like, I'm the voice of the Chicago CTA.
They would be totally unimpressed.
Exactly my point.
And you mentioned your daughter. How old now?
She is 20. Well, let me think.
Is she still impressed with you?
Never has been. Never has. She'll use it when she can. We've been on things, and somebody says, "Yeah, I'm from Chicago." We were at a winery in Napa years ago, and we had everybody introduces themselves. Saying, yeah, hi, we're from Chicago. My daughter just goes, my dad's the voice of the CTA.
That's funny.
For her.
Well,
So
it's a
she
good
used it.
icebreaker.
It worked. We had to do pose for pictures, do the
Sure.
autograph thing. It was fun.
What about sports? The Bucks or the Brewers? They ever ask you to do stuff?
They haven't, and I'm a little miffed.
Well, you're too busy. You're too busy getting the trains in on time in Chicago. I was thinking about Gene Honda or the great Ray Clay from the past, or our pal Tommy Edwards.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
excellent.
you're underused and certainly have not gotten your full due yet. But let us just get in line and be another set of
very
folks that say congratulations. That's an amazing run.
Thank you.
25
very
years of the voice of the CTA. And by the way,
Really
you have
appreciate
no idea how many times you've said something and people have cursed.
Yeah, for sure. Who's that guy? Can you leave us with just one of your famous lines?
Well, let me think. Doors closing.
Wow, I'm tingly. There you go. That's Lee Crooks. Thank you, pal. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
That's Lee Crooks, the voice of the CTA.
How fun is
25th
that?
anniversary. When he says doors closing, he means it.
Yeah.
And that's when somebody curses. Oh, whatever.